Everything real estate. Once again, my name is Catherine Nanteza and I'm your host tonight. Greetings, my fans. I love you. I love the comments we are receiving about the property lane. And we keep improving daily. I hope you are enjoying every show. And tonight, I bring you an interesting topic. We promised to talk about renovating old buildings, as in what you can do with that inherited property. You have this property, it's in a good place, it probably is in a prime location. It may not even be in a good place, but it has a good size. For instance, you have land and this property is sitting on like 4 acres, 2 acres, an acre, or half an acre, depending on where it is. Or it's on like 50 acres, and you're wondering, what do I do with this property? Tonight, you will be receiving answers as we discuss rental properties or flipping for those who wish to sell, generally renovations. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me our first guest tonight. He's also been here before, none other than Mr. Christopher Akuguzibwe. Yeah, that name. He is the Director of Investment and Client Relations at Pishon Consults Limited. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Viewers, I'm happy to be here again today. I want us to discuss this and we share some knowledge about the benefits and the things we can do to better our houses we have and to get more income from them. Thank you.
Yeah, Chris is the numbers guy all the time. And he will tell us also where to get the financing for such properties. Ladies and gentlemen, with me I have the COO of Skyward Realty, none other than the beautiful Miss Nampala Esther.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Yeah. And thank you for having me today on the show. Yeah. My name is Esther Nampala, and I am the COO of Skyward Realty Limited. I'm happy to be here.
We are happy to have you again. Thank you for your time. Esther, we are looking at people that have had properties. You know that, especially your generation, the young people, they've been given these big properties, probably 5 bedrooms, 7 bedrooms, but some of them in places far from the city probably, and you can't stay there because you need to work in town daily. But you're wondering, what do I do with this house? Where can we start from with such a house?
With such a house, for example, like you've said, it's away from town. Mm-hmm. So there are a couple of things that come to mind. Okay. If a place is away from town, that means either, one, the space must be big enough, usually 7 bedrooms. And if you maintain this place well, that's one. If it's well maintained, that means you could turn it into a rental place. It could be a rental in such a way that you have like maybe an NGO around that wants to take it up. Oh. Or it could be something where you're like, if I renovated this, I could start a pre-primary school in here and divide up the rooms and do something with it. That's another way to look at it. The other way is when you're out of town, usually people go there to relax and, take in nature, soak in the nature. So you could do that as well. Furnish it up and, give it to people, let them use it to relax. So there are different things that you can do with the space just to make a bit of money out of it. Yeah.
When you say maintained, what do you mean?
Oh, that's... and when you say our generation,
yeah,
people have inherited these properties and have no idea what maintenance is. Mm-hmm. I got the property and I have to earn from it. That is what they're thinking. But for you to earn any money out of a property, I need to come into the property and feel like, okay, this is a place I can stay. This is a place I can invest in. So that means you either painting, making sure you're painting, making sure your water is managed, making sure the grass is cut, just generally keeping the place alive. You could have a door that was put by your great-grandfather years ago, and you've not done anything to this door since then. So me, as someone who wants to maybe rent or invest in the place, if I come and I don't find it well maintained, it's dirty, you're not, those are some of the things you need to keep renovating it, keep bringing in things that are going to make it more of today than 30 years ago.
Chris, Esther's told us what to do with that property, and even when she's making it look so simple, there's still some money involved. Where do we get this money?
The money, with that money bit coming in. Okay, there are options available on the market where you can get financing. Most of these banks are able to give you financing to either do maybe painting, or to do maybe remodeling of the property, or maybe to change maybe your lighting, or even tiling of the house. That money is all available, and banks can give you an offer, and you take a loan to come and have those done and have the property improved. So that is all available.
Is it possible to get, say you want to rent it out and you don't want to sell it? And in this particular episode, I'm avoiding the selling bit. Because I know that it's become a habit. I mean, many young people are selling their land to come and buy borders. And before you know it, that border is damaged, stolen, and your property is gone. Yeah. So we are trying to find ways of giving them solutions that they can maintain the property so that their children also can find it or can earn from it. What other way can we do that apart from all that has been mentioned? Can we get a developer who would be willing to come and turn this property around but still not take the entire property?
Yes, it's possible. Like I said in the beginning, you get someone who can do for you some kind of market survey. You engage a developer who is willing to take it on and improve it, and then you start to share the proceeds from the same.
Especially if it's in prime location.
Yes.
Okay.
It's very
Usually
possible.
for prime locations, you'll find that there are developers who are willing to do joint ventures.
Okay.
And these are really coming up lately because you'll find that most of the land in those areas has already been taken. It has owners. So it's a thing that developers are doing now. So you have this property, it's on maybe 30 decimals, even if as small as 30 decimals, but it's a prime location. So the developer will come in and say...
small is 12 decimals.
No, when I'm speaking
That's
about
approach.
developers, they're usually looking out for, especially if you're doing like commercial and big.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, 30 decimals at least minimum. Hey, to turn it down.
Okay.
So they are always willing to come in and say, okay, let's value your land. What do you want out of this joint venture? What do I want out of this joint venture? Let's do something together. So you'll still co-own this and you remain with your property, but still earn a bit of money out of it, which is really good. And other than that, there's also, usually they're family-owned places.
Yes.
You're maybe 5 children, your parents left you the house. You can as well come together and say, what can we change?
We are 20.
Let's change the doors and paint. Let's do those two things. Change these doors, paint. And it will change the property.
Yeah.
Then next phase, you say, okay, we've managed to do this. And those 3 now have people renting them out. Let's now do the tiling.
Okay.
We have income coming in. Let's go to the bank and then get some more money, add onto that. Do the tiling, do maybe the pipe work if it needs to be done. But remember, you have some income coming in, so you can as well pay back as you do this work. So there are really ways that you can get it up without selling.
Maybe adding on that,
Yes.
all these banks have products which are made to fit those different things, like maybe for example solar, water, and they're at low cost. So really you can get them at very cheap. Then you can have
How much are we talking about? Like ranges? Because when you talk of solar,
16%, 14% per
that's
year.
the interest rate.
Yeah.
And you can get to turn around your house, like do...
Yeah, so what
for
you
instance, I want to put gypsum. I want to put these dancing lights and make it different.
So what you do in your survey, you check and see what cost will I need to do this work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then how much do I need in total to make sure that my building is now better. And actually I'm saving on what I'm spending on expenses, for example, power and water. So you get a loan, it gets you the money to do these things, and you save the cost you've been having before, then you earn more as a person.
Chris, before I go back to Esther, when you say get a loan, Many families fear loans because they are like, you might as well just sell. Who is going to be paying that loan? So how do you help this family plan better so that this loan does not disappear in people's pockets, you know? There's, when money enters family. And we are dealing with family property.
Yes.
So how do we help this family, to maximize
and use the money well.
The property and maximize the money well. How do we do that?
Now what happens is,
can banks help?
Banks do help. In which way? They disburse the money to you in tranches. They give you money in bits, okay? Focusing on what you're going to do with the money. I mean, since this money now is only for painting, that money goes only for painting first. When it is done, they give you money for the wiring. So they know what you're going to use the money for at every stage.
And you take pictures, and they come and see
Progress.
that you did that.
Yes. So you are really
So we can come and do you also help us, like with the feasibility? I'm trying to see how you can help us get the right loan, because we can think maybe we want to break it down, and you get
we have just a few things
which will make us
up,
take a lot of money in debt, and yet you can come and say do ABC. Do banks do that?
At every stage, you see, banks have partnerships with different professionals. For example, we have people like valuers, like quantity surveyors. So those surveyors are able to come to your property, look at it, give you the costings of what it will take for you to renovate it. Or you can say, okay, now I'm put it off. So you will know before you get the loan how much money you will get from the bank to help you to renovate what you're going to do, to give you more.
So we are going to take a very short break, dear viewers, and when we come back, we will continue this conversation on how best you can utilize that inherited property without really selling it off. I know this generation is a very tired generation, lazy, and we are looking for quick ways out. But what if we can make that property make money for you without losing it? Let's come back. From that very brief break, we've been having quite an interesting topic. I didn't realize it would be such a fiery topic, but it's getting more interesting. Now, Esther, let me give a scenario. We have a piece of land in Kungubuwate. That's prime. My friend has a piece of land in Bukoto. Half an acre in Bukoto. In Kungu, it's like, it used to be 2 acres plus. Now it's 30 decimals. And as a family, we are asking ourselves, how do we, maintain the legacy of our father who tried to keep this property for us? There are memories. I mean, there's a fene tree down there where we used to climb and play. There is a mango tree. There is that good compound. There are memories. We may not hold on to the memories, but the location could still bring that. We've tried to revive the house, but when you're a large family, it becomes quite tricky, Also, it becomes expensive. Like, there is not so much you can do. What's your advice?
Well, usually why I did the style, when it comes to large families, it's hectic. And it's because you're thinking, how are we making these decisions on what we want to do?
And everyone is wise.
Of course, everyone is wise. Everyone has something they bring to the table. Everyone knows a thing or two about financing, about real estate.
And then there's a very rich and a very broke, and everyone's opinion should be considered.
In between. So there's a lot that happens. So for me, usually, in my experience, what I've seen, and I'm saying this out of experience because we've had clients, our own clients, who have these properties in prime areas, but they don't know what to do with them. Not that they don't know, but they don't have the capacity to do what they would want to do. So usually, like I said, in Uganda these days, we have very many developers that are looking to do joint ventures. And mainly because the areas that are prime are the areas that are prime. You'll find that many people want to build like apartments for sale or rent in Bukoto, in Buwate, in Kungu, so many. But the land and the strategic land is not there anymore. People
and my
bought.
brother is staying there. So when you're talking of joint ventures, where will he go while you're breaking it down?
There's a lot that happens in the joint venture. Okay. For example, if you're going into the joint venture, you need to keep in mind that brother of yours. You need to keep in mind people who want cash. You need to keep in mind people who want to say, me, I can't leave this place completely. I want to have roots here. So you keep all those in mind so that when you're negotiating, you bring all those things on the table. You tell the developer, okay, you want to build apartments here, yes. But me, I want A, B, C, D. And the developer will also tell you, I want this, 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 that. Then you come to an agreement. And usually the agreement could look something like this. We are going to build apartments here, 8 floors. We could give your family a floor of apartments and give you some cash to relocate that brother of yours somewhere else. So it's a win-win on both sides.
Oh, you mean it's possible to get half cash and half property?
Yes, it is.
Is that cash enough? Because now I'm not just talking about renting him a property, but I'm talking about building him something. Maybe in Kayunga, okay. Yes. While we wait for that one floor you're promising.
Yes, people usually want to know, like, what's the cash, how much? So usually they do a valuation of your property. For example, you're in Bukoto or you're in Chanja. How much is the land here? So let's start there. This is how much. And this is what I am bringing to the table. I'm giving you the land.
Oh, you can't put a price on sentimental.
I hear you. I hear you. But then when you look at it from the other side, the math has to math.
Yeah. I
can't come as a developer. Exactly, the value is the value. I can't come because they are sentiments. Now I've added 10 billion on it because of your sentiments.
You're going to make billions from my property, which is currently worth 250.
No, that is always put into consideration. It is put into as you make the negotiations. Yes. Because we look at. No, I think Chris will tell you what we look at. Because I know for a fact that there is value that is attached to maybe like future like fluctuations or appreciations or all of that is put into account. So when you do that, you realize that you're able to walk away with a good amount of cash and then you still own that property because you have a piece of it. Depending, if you want more cash than this, then we say, okay, I was going to give you a floor, take 3 apartments and get more cash. So the negotiation is usually open if the developer is a straight one.
Yeah. Okay, before I come to Chris, I've heard of people saying, you bring them close and they will find a way in your contract to kick you
manipulate
out.
No, I completely hear that.
And even some say,
that is strange, but
that was strange, but I had
no, but it does happen as well. But when it comes to how protected you are, we are not doing things like we used to do them or like our forefathers were doing them. We have to put things in place that protect both sides. The developer is going to come with their own lawyer. That I can guarantee you. Yes. So also on your side, make sure you are protected.
Have a lawyer.
Have a lawyer. If you don't have a family lawyer, hire someone. Say, okay, this transaction, tetugenda kufirwa. Mufirwa akatonoke mgenda okuwa lawyer. So that mu protecting chineni.
A lawyer tujja musasula kuze tufuna. They better come na nabo Hey, yeah, Chris. Now with all that drama going on, we are saying, okay, we may not afford to get a developer kubanga inzo to and so now we want to go to the bank, but we are like 20 of us. We have security, which is the house. Give us what we do.
In whose names is the property?
It is family property. They are administrators, yes, but it's owned by the 20
by
of
all
us.
Of us.
It's a bit of a challenge, like she said, family land is a bit of a very sensitive area to discuss. Normally, because if you're going to borrow as a family, all of you will have to sign on the offer letters, for example.
Yes.
You have to also give us your spouse signing as well. So it's a very, very huge transaction with high risks. So what we'd prefer is maybe you can agree and say, okay, fine, as people have agreed, let us have maybe 2 people to be put as maybe as the front to work on this loan. Okay? then now the bank will deal with the two people.
Are they two the only ones getting the money, or the bank?
It is them who will borrow on behalf of these ones.
Okay.
Or you can say maybe a company, maybe we can say maybe a company. Yeah, then we can agree about what it does. You get it? To avoid having everyone in the whole line borrowing the money. It's a bit of a high risk and very hard to manage.
So if you say that two people are representing the 20, in our paperwork with the bank, do we the other 18 people appear? Are you telling them that there are people representing 18?
It's okay. Now in that case, only two guys will come through as a head representative of you. But now, if at all, in the case of assessment, the officer can say, do their income cover the whole loan? Those two. You get the point? So those two must have enough income to cover the installment. Those two you're putting ahead. So it's a bit of a
so they must
balance.
But then you're not protecting the broke ones, because if these guys might think it's their property. Okay, so you're saying we form a company, one, and give it a company name, put directors. All of us, the 20 are directors of the company. But now we've chosen a secretary and a president of this company. And we have given them roles. And then we choose who represents us in the bank, which means we are going to get a bank account. Okay. From
now
there,
what happens is, like I was saying, the two guys can borrow for you guys. Okay. In that way, the bank will appraise the whole KYC about
these two.
Those two, but also know what is behind it. Okay.
We want to set up maybe.
Did you guys agree to kind of everything's done? Who signed this document? These people here. So now we must know what documents are there.
You need minutes.
There should be supporting documents.
It's now them to borrow for these guys.
Okay.
So now we shall appraise these two guys. Okay. Appraise them. They have everything approved. And since the money is going to be used for the benefit of the whole family, it's a good thing.
Okay.
You get the point? They get money to develop the project for the family. That is fine. Than saying it's only for some.
And so there's no fear of someone coming tomorrow to sell the property, because now the bank has the title.
One thing, the money that they get, the two get, should never be at individual benefit. It should be for the whole benefit. You get it? Yeah.
So would you fund such projects by families? Say, for instance, they want to put up an apartment block. They have the feasibility study, they have a developer they are working with, and maybe a contractor this time, not a developer, but someone who's going to build. Would you give that money?
You see, the whole thing of lending is about assessing payment ability, okay? And the purpose and the collateral. So all these legs on the triangle have to be playing properly. So even if you have a very good feasibility plan, with no payment ability,
no income,
you can't give the money.
In other words, you're saying family, have some rich people
even if it is
family projects that have income that can facilitate your big dreams.
Yes.
Is that where the question of our viumba come in? Like chiyumba cha chenkoko, chiyumba.
You see, another thing is when you go to banks, you take a loan for a long term. They can't lend you long term for short term income. If I have chicken, which I wanted for 2-3 years,
modern.
No, it can't give you 20 years. You get the point?
Can't give you money for 20 years.
No.
It can.
You see one thing with that business.
I think it can.
Anything called business, they normally want to assess and check and see how many years has this thing been in business.
In business.
You get it? If it is new now, how would you do it?
If I have a strategy,
you can say
to sustain I'm showing you the plan and it is sustainable for the next 20 years.
The bank will not give you money on that kind of whatever, on that kind of foresight. You check and see what is the fallback. You get it? What's the fallback? Yes. Long-term lending with long-term income.
Change
Can you believe we've come to the end of the show? In 1 minute, you please give us a summary.
I'll say one thing that that landlords originally were people who do just collecting on the rental from houses, but I think going forward, they now become more than that. They of course they get money from there as rental. Number 2, also they give services to these customers. But number 3, they're also part of the system which is developing the area where they are in. Okay, because they are part of guys who are developing that place. And I think that going forward, because if you want to get money from these properties, you don't have to build a new house. Just use what you have right now, improve it, make it better, get more income from it. Then you'll be
Esther.
right.
You have like
I have 1 minute. So I think what I get from this discussion is, for you, our viewers out there that have inherited properties, do not sell those properties. There are a range of things you could do. You could do Airbnb business. You could do apartment blocks. You could do joint ventures. So look out for things that you can do to improve your spaces and make them income generating spaces as opposed to selling them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I think I also learned that you need to start projects as a family. If you're going to fund your big dreams, start projects that contribute family income, not personal. Because what they talked about of choosing 2 people, it means there should be 2 rich people who are going to have to carry the burden. It's been a very interesting time hanging out with you, viewers. I wish you all the best and see you next time.